most importantly, I want to encourage each and every one of you to get vaccinated so we can all get back to life. I want to encourage each and every one of you. I am vaccinated. All divisional heads are vaccinated. Many of you in here are vaccinated. The member of parliament is vaccinated, and we're all okay. We're fine. So I want to encourage each and every one of you, to those of us who are not yet vaccinated, to get vaccinated so we can get back to life. All right? I want to welcome especially some guests who are here. Let me ask the divisional heads, Mr. Mitch, to come to the front. Mr. Mitch, Council Caretaker for Balaclava Division. Let me welcome Council Caretaker Anthony Foster from the Silo Division. You can have a seat at the front, Mr. Mitch. Let me also welcome our councillor for the Santa Cruz Division, Councillor Christopher Williams. Let me now ask one of my special invited guests to join us here at the head table, Labour Rights of Northeast St. Elizabeth. Let us welcome all the way from Kingston, Mr. Ryan Strachan, G2K President. Welcome, Ryan, welcome. Welcome. Let me welcome those who journey with Ryan. Welcome to Northeastern St. Elizabeth. Ryan, I'm not sure how many of you know, but Ryan loved Northeastern St. Elizabeth. He was here in 2019, right here in this auditorium when G2K had their central executive. He chose to come to Northeastern St. Elizabeth. And I know if it wasn't for COVID, you would have saw more of Ryan. Ryan was here on election day, down here in Northeastern St. Elizabeth. Ryan, my good friend, is also a friend of Northeastern St. Elizabeth. And let us give him the true Northeastern welcome. Welcome to the family, Ryan. Let me welcome the newly elected executive, those who are here. Minister Hutchins is on his way. And our guest speaker, I know many of you were looking to hear from Miss Rhoda Crawford. Unfortunately, she will join us via Zoom due to unforeseen circumstances. But we'll still give her the Northeast welcome and we look forward to hearing from her. All right, Labour Rights? So again, welcome to Northeastern St. Elizabeth Virtual Conference. Also, again, I want to say to you, let us get vaccinated so we can get back to life, so we can have our huge conference. Also on the outside, I'm going to ask him to join us as soon as he can. Our young new member of the constituency, Mr. Nakadian Jones, young Jamaica VP for Era Council 4. So when you look in Northeast St. Elizabeth now, we have the VP down here already, and the president of G2K love Northeast. So we're saying the youth of the Labour Party are for Northeastern St. Elizabeth. And we're going to ensure that Northeastern St. Elizabeth stay in the winning column of the Jamaica Labour Party. We're going to ensure that come the next election, 3 or 4 years from now, Action Man remains as our member of parliament. We're going to ensure that come the next parish council election, Mr. Mitch is from Balaclava is our councillor. Mr. Anthony Foster from Silo Division is your next councillor. And Mr. James Mitchell from the Brazifer Division is your councillor, joining councillor, Mr. Kirk Rodney from the Brazifer Division, joining Councillor Williams at the St. Elizabeth Municipal Corporation. So our MP can get the support that he needs. Because Labour Rights, we all know that the other man them not do nothing, you know. We don't need no glass to see that. We all know say them lazy. And I can tell you something, Labour Rights, as I said here earlier. Fly high, fly low. We will win those seats in all those divisions. We will ensure that we take those seats. So I'm giving them a warning, you know. And I know the MP will go further down. because in Burn Savannah, the MP made it clear that when he becomes member of parliament, matter of fact, before he became member of parliament, he was working to ensure that he built a fence. And we all know Mr. Stoley, a hardware man, right? And Mr. Stoley know construction. And Mr. Stoley made it clear down in Burn Savannah that he's going to build a fence around northeastern St. Elizabeth. And not only is he going to build a fence, he's going to put razor wire over the top. And when he build a fence there, nobody can come over because northeastern St. Elizabeth is for the Jamaica Labour Party. It's time for northeastern St. Elizabeth get proper representation. It is time that northeastern St. Elizabeth get all the good things that have been passing around. And as I've always said, a Labour time now. Labour rights are Labour time now. So we will now ask the divisional heads to bring us greetings. We will start with Councillor Caretaker for the Silo Division, Mr. Anthony Foster.
Show labor rights. Show labor rights. Silo, greetings again. So we all know, as you heard earlier from Constituency Secretary, Mr. Peng, nothing now go on. And nothing now go on a silo because of the wrong councillor in charge of silo. And just like my good friend did when I was maybe about 5 years old, not giving away my age, when he won the local government election, when the JLP won Northeast St. Elizabeth and sent a certain man in a retirement, I, along with my team, plan to send such man over silo who don't want to go nowhere, who not do no work in an early retirement. So we have a lot of work to do. And people, we heard it on the last campaign in 2019, leading up to the election just over a year ago. We have a man who live in a Northeast St. Elizabeth, who do business in a Northeast St. Elizabeth, and the man go by the name Action Man, whose slogan then was slowly but surely. So slowly but surely, because we hear all the talks, and some of the labor rights, we listen a little bit too much to them people on the other side, and we now pay attention to our own business. We hear them talk say the new MP is like the man we just did the other day. But guess what happened? Them say that MP he might work there so and he might work here so, but them not see him over for them part yet. But guess what? Slowly but surely. So labor rights, if we see our MP work over there so, it means that one day it must reach we. So all we have to do, just wait a little. Slowly but surely, the action man work. Labor rights, as we say, we listen too much to the people on the other side. Because them control Northeast St. Elizabeth and them control Silo Division for over 30 years and we don't see no development. In a silo, for example, the last time real development go on in Aberdeen was the building of the Aberdeen High School where certain man I take claim for. That Aberdeen High School was started under the Labour Party government when J.C. Hutchinson was MP. Another development in a silo division was also in the 80s. Them build the Aberdeen Clinic. It's still there and it's still at work. Me want them to tell me which other development we have in a silo division in the last 30 years. Maybe one bus stop in a silo square, because that's all me hear the man over there talk about. In build one bus stop in a silo square and him build one bus stop down a silo crossing where you turn go Aberdeen. That's the only development from a man who has been there now, Chris, maybe about three terms now. So people, labor rights, me want to understand. Say nothing now go on in a silo because guess what? 2 MPs before the action man no have nothing for sure. They might tell you say them do some debushing, or they might tell you say them do some road patching, but nothing now go on. Just 2 weeks ago, I was involved in a meeting with the CDC. And also, before that, I was involved in a meeting with the Constituency where they all explain the thing about the CDF and how it works and all of them things there. So, I can say to the people at Silo, say, who have water problem, the NWC made it clear that they are in the process of bringing more water, more regular to Silo, Aberdeen, and the entire communities them that surround the Silo division. That a progress, and that only happen under the Labour Party government. Top Aberdeen get water, or soon get water, because them install the pump to pump the water up to Top Aberdeen. Such man a take claims that him do it. But him not tell people say it come under the rural water, what's the name? Rural water supply system. And guess what? It was cheered when it was approved by the former mayor, Montego Bay, Homer Davis, who is now a minister. Again, a Labour bring water to Top Aberdeen. So we need to understand what Labour rights do, what the Labour Party do, compared to the man that will talk more than anything else. Because guess what? Them get a shock of them life when the action man won last year, September. And them still can't believe, so they must spread a whole heap of rumors. Care packages come. The MP gets certain amount of funding for deliver care packages. We know all who get the care packages them in a Silo division. The councillors get $500,000 for the care packages. We don't know how much people get because we hear people are ball. You hear say Labour right to give out care packages. But the good thing about it, people, and the MP had said it over and over again that he's an MP for all, not only Labour right MP, but MP for everybody. Farm work. Such man has spread rumors of Silo say, we are get the farm work yards them and we not give nobody. But you not tell people say him get 5 recently. Him say the MP now do nothing for him. The MP now give him nothing. But guess what? At the end of the day, when we are asked, because we not get farm work yards now, me and Mitch not get none, or Kurt not get none because we are not councillors yet. When the MP said to us, say, look here, may I beg you some names from over your side. And we recommend some people. The MP never yet said to none of us, say, make sure only Labour rights get it. You understand? This year MP of everybody. Me in Aberdeen Square yesterday, and an argument come up. And one lady said to me that the councillor tell her some time ago, when them asked for some assistant, say one hand can't clap. And apparently the councillor did make reference to the fact that this person vote for the JLP in a general election and vote for him in a local government election. That now happen the next time because that a one vote me can count on. You understand? So the action man come, people. Silo the action man come. Turn on the soon get a Christmas gift. The action man heard about the needs of the road. The action man would have seen it. And the action man said, Thornton, me I go help you now. And guess what? That's a parish council road. You understand? It's a parish council road. But guess what? The action man now go sit down. And you can see say the councillor we're supposed to do the work, now do the work. he might go find some way to help. And this is the person we want as our MP for this term, the other term, and more terms after that. And when Silo voting or vote for me as the next councillor, who already I represent them, who already I try to bring more productive or bring prosperity, because I'm also in discussion with the person from MSNWA, because there's a particular road in Aberdeen that the garbage truck never go yet. And me take it on to myself. Enough letter me write, you know, to JPS forget on behalf of citizens to try to get light in a them area. Some people have here run electrical wire 600 and up to 1,000 feet long. You understand? And me take it on to myself as a justice of the peace too, to make sure say the people in my division, in my constituency and my parish can get better. So Aberdeen, Silo, Thornton, the three main areas within the Silo division, don't worry. Action man come phone away. So, as I say, labor rights, let us work together. The MP have an office in Santa Cruz. Any day of the week you go there, somebody there. So if you don't see the MP, you might see Mr. Pengs. You might see Shanika. Even Chris. So you can go to the office, ask for what you want, ask for the help you want, and trust me, this year MP and his team, them no play politics. Just recently, scholarships were given to tertiary students. And when we go there, I say, wait, you know, some persons may say from Silo because there's an application process. Some of them may never know. And the MP had made it clear. And it is obvious. And until somebody can prove to me, said this year MP politicized handing out or giving out scholarship, until that I lie them a tell. Because this year man, you make sure say, whether you're PMP or you're JLP or you're whatever P, that if you go to school and you need some help and the money there, he might go help you. Let us work. Let us work with our MP. Let us work with our divisional heads. As we must sweep Northeast St. Elizabeth. We hear over and over say Chris lonely because of him alone. Chris need some company from Northeast St. Elizabeth. So Silo, rest assured that the action man will be there slowly but surely. Just give us some time and we promise we're going to fix some of your problems. We can't fix all of the problems because if the man that did it for 30 odd years, both as constituency representative and at government level, and them couldn't fix all of the problem, we can't fix all of them problems in 5 years. But we are going to fix as much as them as possible in 5 years and hope that you will return the action man. You will vote for Mitch. You will vote for Kirk down at Burrs River. And you will vote for me. And of course, the action man said it. Chris have it locked. So Mitch, myself and Kirk will lock off Burrs River, Balaclava and Silo and make sure, say, show our labor rights. We will be, we all will be in the municipal corporation whenever the local government elections are called. Show our labor rights.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Anthony Foster. Next councillor for the Silo division. I tell you something, you know. Yesterday morning, when Councillor Williams and myself were going to Silo, we had a meeting planned for 9 o'clock in the morning. And that is how serious we take Labour Party business. And we went there, and when we were going through Silo, I see the councillor driving up and we blow him. And I don't know if I'm handshaking or the wheel, but something wrong because him see Chris in him division. So I tell you something, the councillor for Silo division are afraid. Labour rights, the councillor Silo are afraid. So come the next election, we will ensure that Anthony Foster join Councillor Williams down in the Black River Parish Council. Labour rights. Labour rights. Labour rights. Labour rights. Join me in welcoming 6-star General, the Commander, J.C. Hutchinson. Welcome. Welcome, Deputy Leader. Welcome, Minister Hutchinson. Minister Hutchinson has always been here with us, and we all know that Labour rights. Moving right along, Labour rights, I will ask Councillor Caretaker for the Balaclava division. And next councillor, James Mitchell.
Thank you, Mr. Peng. I want to recognize the Honorable, the man of the hour, the man who had interviewed me on the induction in the Jamaica Labour Party, the Honorable J.C. Hutchinson. Let's give us a round of applause. Thank you. The man who have created history in Northeast St. Elizabeth, alongside our hard-working MP who have created history in Northeast St. Elizabeth. They both are here, and I know a lot of people are nervous from the other side to see them both working together and helping us as councillors, caretaker for each division. I want to bring you greetings from the Balaclava division. And as I had said earlier, there's a lot of work to do in the Balaclava division. Because looking back and looking at what the present councillor is doing, he's doing nothing. He has done nothing in Balaclava. Remember, being a councillor and also being a mayor is a lot more that could have done in Balaclava and also in the constituency. So I am prepared to work hard in the Balaclava division so we will be able to see some improvement. Remember, Balaclava is a town, and we must keep it a town. So there's so much work to get done. There are three major things in Balaclava which should have been addressed by the former government who had been in power in the constituency and also who are presently in the division. The flooding of the town. There has always been a major problem. And for the years I grew up in that area, and friend, I've been here for all these years, that has always been a problem. On the other side, have had that problem for years and haven't done anything. With my MP and myself, we will be working and working hard to make sure that we get that problem solved. I have been there as a businessman, and I've seen water in my business up to my arm, flood I've lost, and nothing was done. And nothing is still not getting done. And yet, they say they are representing the people of Balaclava. Now, as a counselor, you must work for the people, not for yourself. So, we are prepared between the MP and I to work hard on this problem. The second problem is road. Remember, this man was a mayor and he's still a councillor. I've seen where in the division over the years that he's been there, there's only 2 roads I see him do. 2. One was done this year and one was done, I think it was about 3 or 4 years ago. So, what is he doing? We have to look into, if you elect someone, they are there to represent and work for the people, not for themselves. We have, for instance, Silver Heights roads, which has been there for so many years being a problem. I've talked to the MP some time ago about helping with that road, and he had promised us that he's going to work on it. But we have to give him time. He's just here a year ago. So everything takes time. We have, for instance, Settlement Road. Talking to the people in Settlement, they have not seen a representative in over 30 years. The MP and I, before he became MP, they had invited us to a meeting, few meetings, and when we went there, they were so happy to see us because they let us know that it has been over 30 years that a representative have never been there. For instance, Mall Road, which, with the help of our Honorable J.C. Hutchison, along with the MP, at the time he was councillor, the present councillor, when we went there and we were talking to the people, you know what they tell them? He tell them? It's a pig pen around there. And he don't have the money to take care of the pig pen. What is he calling them? Pigs? And I see the Honorable J.C. Hutchison and my present MP and myself, and we took on that road. And now, you know what they call it? The Slowly Highway. Thank you, sir. Action man. I remember when the Prime Minister came down to the high school, Mr. Williams High School down there in Burn Savannah. Primary school, sorry, to introduce our present MP. And you know what he called him? Bishop. Because of the way he presented himself. Call him a bishop. We have also another road in Balaclava, a Tambourine Hill. The present councillor, when I talk to the people in the area, you know what they said, what he said to them? Because it was always flooding. Every rain, it's flood. He said to them, put on a golash and go through it. Yeah? What kind of encouragement is that? Between the MP and I, we are in dialogue. We're trying to work on that road. Some time ago, I had give them some help in getting a load of malt to help dump off some of that road. And they went to the council, and the councilor is telling them that. Is he there to work for the people, or is he there to work for himself? Right? So let's put our hands and heart together and ensure that I will join Mr. Williams, as I always call him, the Lone Ranger. He needs backup, he needs help. And let us join him in the parish council. The next major problem that we have in Balaclava, which have been there for years, is the water. Right now, many of us don't have a black drum or a tank. And enough of us don't have that. We have to carry water. And back in the day, I remember when I was a child growing up, I forgot a river. And it looked like that's what's going to happen again. No. It will never happen under this MP. You'll never see that. I remember I went to Roses Valley. They had developed and they have refurbished the tank up there. And the present councillor went there and cut off the water off the tank, because the tank always, the water commission would pump the water to the tank and free flow it back. And them cut off the water and say, everybody must go to the tank or catch water. So if you don't have no container, you can't get no water. I don't want to take up much of the time, but there's one other thing that I have seen in Balaclava that I am looking at. Is the sanitation, is a sanitary convenience for the Balaclava town. There's no sanitary convenience for the Balaclava town. You know how much time I have to pay extra water bill to assist people in flushing my toilet because they need to use it. So between the MP and I, we have talked about it. We're going to work on that. The next thing that I had talked about when I just got into my first AGM meeting is the town needs a fire station. There are too many fires in the area. And as I had said earlier, we had talked about it. The fire chief came in and looked at it. And all these years they have been there. I don't know if there was any resolution on that anywhere. But I am willing to commit myself to that. The next thing, which is my final thing, is an ambulance. I remember back in the day when I was a child growing up, we always have an ambulance in Balaclava. It's a town. And the center is there for us. Remember, Balaclava is cut off from all major road. So anything happen around there, you have to rely on a taxi. So we need a fire. I need an ambulance to be sitting there, because remember, there's so much improvement on that health center. So sooner or later, we may have to put some beds in there to accommodate if we don't get an ambulance. And with that, there's so many more to talk about. But because time doesn't permit us, I'm going to say thank you for having me. Thank you, Mr. Honorable JC, Mr. Slowly, for electing me and having me here to represent Balaclava and its people. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Next councillor for the Balaclava division. and labor rights. These are the type of person we want to represent as councillor. Mr. Mitch lives in the town of Balaclava. Mr. Mitch operates business in the town of Balaclava. If the town flood, it affects Mitch. So the issues of Balaclava division are also the issues of Mitch. Unlike the sitting councillor who doesn't live in the Balaclava division anymore. I'm not sure how many of you know that. The councillor, when him become mayor, him believe, say, yes, I hit this now in my house. And him decided that, look, we're going to build a big house down in Santa Cruz. So the council left the beautiful hills of Balaclava. Come down here, come build a big house. And when I say we don't grudge nobody for them houses, you know. We want everybody to have big house. But do not leave the people who were there with you when you basically didn't have it. The council built a nice road going big house. And the people of Balaclava division are suffering for roads. So labor rights, Mitch, we say, for Balaclava division. Labor rights. I now introduce to bring to you greetings. Young Jamaica Vice President, a man who is here with us in Northeastern St. Elizabeth, Nakadian Jones.
Check, Mike. Well, it seems as if the online audience wanted to hear Mr. Ping's voice a little longer. Nonetheless, greetings, labor, right? May I go do that again, you know, but before me do that again, let me just greet the head table. And in doing so, I want to say welcome and happy belated birthday to the 6-star general, none other than the Minister, Member of Parliament, Mr. J.C. Hutchinson. I hope you all have Mr. Hutchinson's birthday gift waiting. You know. I also want to greet for the first time in my lifetime and in the lifetime of many of us here, our Member of Parliament, Mr. Delroy Slowly. My brother, Ryan, from G2K, President Extraordinaire. Welcome, sir. Mr. Chairman, thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to speak here this afternoon. But before I say what I came here to say, there's something that is resting on my heart. Before we won the seat, there were some persons that were with us. There were some persons that walked the streets and toil with us to secure the victory. They are no longer here today. One of said person is Mr. Leng from Balaclava. I want us to just stand for a moment of silence for all our fallen soldiers, our dedicated and committed labor rights who are no longer here with us today. Thank you very much. In honor of all those strong and hardworking labor rights, may their soul rest in peace. I can recall while in St. Anne many times visiting the parish, Mr. Leng in particular, every time I visit NCBR, PC Bank, would be on my case. Mr. Jones, you need to come back, man. You need to come back. And unfortunately, he's not here with us to enjoy the fruits of his labor. But nonetheless, we shall rejoice in the victory. Right, labor rights? It has been 10 years since
the Honorable Andrew Holness assumed leadership exactly 10 years. In fact, the Honorable leader took leadership of the Jamaica Labour Party. But it has been 1 year, 2 months, 18 days, 17 hours, and 23 minutes since we got a member of parliament. So let me hear you say, show our labor rights. Show our labor rights. It is indeed a good feeling to know that finally Northeast St. Elizabeth can say they have a member of parliament. Not true. We have never felt like this since the days of Mr. Hutchinson in the 80s, which some of us, including myself, weren't around. So it's indeed a warm and beautiful feeling. But it would not have happened if it wasn't for you. If it wasn't for you, the workers of the party. So I want you to just put your hands together for yourself and the work that you yourself would have put in to ensure that Mr. Slowly is sitting here this afternoon. Each and every one of you, from the councillor, to the management team, to the worker in the community, to the man who said to the man on the roadside, say, yo, Bridging, it's time is now. Come out, come vote. To the man who have him bike or we carry from Bergground, go anywhere where the polling station there. It is all because of you why we are sitting here today. And we can't help but acknowledge the work that you have done in securing that victory. You made it happen on September 3rd. But today, I'm also representing the youth arm of the Jamaica Labour Party. YJ as an organization remains committed to grassroots politics. And it is that commitment that led myself as a vice president to stay true to the root and true to the ground to ensure that whatever works that need to be done at the local level on the ground is done. I can recall leading up to the last election, there are communities and places that I didn't know exist in Northeast St. Elizabeth. None at all. But that journey to victory with a number of you here, I remember one day walking a certain lane they call Vietnam. I don't know if nobody knows Vietnam in Northeast. Me and our newly minted PRO, Mr. Mac. And when we done blow, we have to take a couple water breaks well. So from Braes River Division to Santa Cruz Division to the Silo Division, the workers, the people who are on the ground, the victory is yours. But guess what? It doesn't stop here because the mission must continue. And I recall teams from Kingston, people like Mr. Donahue Martin, Mr. Robinson, the team from West Kingston who came down and supported. I remember nights in Burn Savannah community, the Santa Cruz Division, and the role YJ played in ensuring Northeast became green. Could you imagine an area council 4 without Northeast being green? Especially at a time like this. We can't. And it is because of that reason, again, we have to acknowledge our workers. But guess what? Being in office means that we have to behave differently. So how we used to behave when we're in opposition, we need to understand so we can't behave so again. And there are some of us who might not realize the need for change. So we still have some people, some of them really jump ship, but we welcome them and they're welcome to the organization. But us as a people, we need to understand that how we behave as opposition, we can't behave so when we're in a power. because the mission continues. And how is it that we'll behave differently? We have to carry the message of the Member of Parliament. If you believe, said the Member of Parliament, since taking office in his 1 year and few months, have done more work than any other MP in the past 10 years, let me hear you say show our labor rights. It is a fact. If you drive from Gutters where the constituency start to down a bridge, if you drive from Jenkins up in a Balaclava to Knoxwood or up Abraham, you'll see the difference. It is there for everybody to see. So we must carry that message that our Member of Parliament is doing a tremendous job, because the evidence and the facts is there to back it up. You know, we broke a spell, and a long spell, in fact, a spell that lasted over 30 years. A whole heap of spell not last so long. Mr. McLean, not even when they tie some people, as them say, old people that say, sometimes we lose before 30 years. But we managed to lose it. And the fact that we lose it, I want to tell you something. Winning must now become a habit. We can't go back to the days of losing anymore. And the next set of winnings we need is in the Santa Cruz Division, the Balaclava Division, the Silo Division, and the Braes River Division. That's where our attention must be placed now, because again, winning should become a habit for the Jamaica Labour Party and its team here in Northeast St. Elizabeth. The fact of the matter is as well, we not just want to win because we like win either. There is a staunch and obvious difference between the Jamaica Labour Party and the other party. I'm not even calling a name. There's a big difference. The way how they manage things, not just at the constituency level, but at the national level, is appalling to say the least. When you hear a man who, under his watch as Minister of Security, crime rose to such a high level, who come tell a hard-working minister that is transforming not just the JCF, but security on a whole, say him now do a good job. That no make no sense. That just don't add up. Exactly. And guess what? It seems as if God has forsaken that party. But the truth of the matter is, there is a lot more that we as a people in Northeast must get done. And the journey and the mission continues. But our vision must be now set on the local government election and, of course, the second term. If you believe, say, the second term is important, let me hear you say second term. Let me hear you say second term. It's early, but we have to start the work from now. While we were in opposition preparing for the victory, I remember we sang a song that said, slowly but surely. Which song you think we are going to start sing now? Them I got tired to see my face. And with that said, I want to thank you very much for having me. I am here in the constituency and will remain here committed to work on your behalf. And if anytime you need to speak to me, I'm available and will remain available to all the constituents and workers of the party. Thank you very much again, Mr. Chairman. Since you've been gone. Thank you very much, Mr. Jones. You hear the man sound? As I said, the Labour Party and Northeastern St. Elizabeth, we have been blessed to have some new young faces, persons who are committed to the task ahead. And young people, politics need you. So I'm saying to those young people who are watching us, join with us. The door is open. We're ready to accept you in. I want to acknowledge a few persons I saw on Zoom. I want to acknowledge the counselor for the counselor from Westmoreland, Miss Dawn Foster. Miss Dawnette Foster. I want to acknowledge duly elected first Vice President of G2K, Shane Kerr. Saw him, and some other persons. Welcome to our conference. Labor rights, I bring to you now to bring greetings. The man who took the Santa Cruz Division in 2016. The man who worked hard to ensure that not only we win back the seat, but we won the seat with a whopping victory of 996. Labor rights, I bring to you to address you now. Councillor for the Santa Cruz Division, Christopher Williams.
Yo, on the work with Terry. I get the work. So what we really want? Dance, there's a dance going on. Dance, you want to dance? Alright, go change it. Hey, Terry, there.
People, how you do it?
Yeah, me clean, everybody know this. Who make a small man what this? But me know what this, me just watch this. I did brand new dance, me a teach it. If you a girl, just smile and show you them bro. Give them know all the thing go. Brand new dance, it's simple.
Them not easy at all, you know. Deputy Leader, Honorable J.C. Hutchinson, Member of Parliament, Mr. Delroy Slowly, President of G2K, Mr. Ryan Strawn, Nacadian, representing Young Jamaica, Chairman for this evening proceedings, Mr. Valdino Pengs, Labor Rights present with us this evening. Labor Rights joining us virtually. Shower. Labor Rights, shower. Labor Rights, I am very proud today. And let me tell you, this is a historic conference we're having in Northeast St. Elizabeth. It is historic because it is the first time in over 30 years we can have a constituency conference and refer to our constituency chairman as member of parliament. So, with that said, let me use the opportunity to thank all the workers of the Jamaica Labour Party in Northeast St. Elizabeth who has worked so hard to ensure that Delroy Slowly is now sitting here as member of parliament. Big up on yourself. I must also use the opportunity, and please permit me to do so. I have to thank Deputy Leader Hutchinson. He played a very important role in us achieving that. And Labor Right, I can remember 2006 when former Councillor Stalin Brown introduced me to the division. From that time, MP, Deputy Leader Hutchinson has always been by our side. I can remember every time he met with us, he keeps saying, organize, 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 organize. Deputy Leader ensure that Northeast St. Elizabeth will meet every month. Every year, we could register with the party. Every year, we could put forward our delegates. We were one of the most organized constituencies in Jamaica, and we are seeing the result today, labor rights. So Minister Hutchinson, Northeast St. Elizabeth must one day keep a special award ceremony in recognition of the hard work that you have done. Labor right, you hear all the other caretakers and everybody who come up here and spoke from this evening. They commend the MP and the hard work he's doing. And I must join them in commending my member of parliament. Me never know someone could have worked so hard. Me never know say man so dedicated. And I must say, sir, I'm proud of you. And I pledge, as I pledged from day one, when you were a caretaker, that I will continue to work hard with you to ensure that you become member of parliament again and again. Let me say this, labor rights. It is difficult for the MP with one councillor. He need more. Over the years, the other party, they have 3 councillors with their member of parliament. And we could not see the result. When we try to compare, then and now, our MP passed them already. Our MP is doing more that they have done. So think about it. Do you believe that if our MP gets some more councillors with him, you will see much more being done in the constituency? Do you believe that, labor rights? Do you believe that, labor rights? So listen to this. We must work hard in all the divisions to ensure that our member of parliament get the necessary support that he will need to represent the people of this noble constituency. So, labor right, we have some caretakers in the other divisions. I went down to Brace River division and I heard the people them saying, we're ready because we know Kirk, we do the work. Them said I'm ready because Kirk, we do the. Because Kirk, we do the. I went up to Balaclava and I hear the labor rights saying, we're ready because we know Mitchell will do well. Mitchell will do. I got down to Silo yesterday morning with Valdino. And I hear the labor rights saying, they are ready. They are ready to vote smarter for faster. They are ready to vote smarter for faster. And you already know, when it comes to Santa Cruz division, everybody say Chris. Everybody say Chris every time. Everybody. So MP, we're going to ensure that we go to everybody, up and down the constituency, working with the people, talking to them, and letting them know how important it is to strengthen you some more so you can represent them even better. Labor rights, I can stand up anytime in any debate with anybody and defend my stewardship over the Santa Cruz division. Labor rights, when I go into some areas before I have a member of parliament, the people them say, boy, you're like an MP. Roads, yes, sir. Roads, yes, sir. A run pipe, yes, sir. I run pipe this up while I'm still looking out for some basic needs of our people. So labor rights, I don't think that when the time comes, the people of the Santa Cruz Division will be ungrateful. They will look and say, this young man has been working for the time he has been there. And I can depend on the people that they are going to ensure that Christopher Williams return as a counselor for the Santa Cruz Division whenever time the bell is rung and the green light is given. So labor rights, when time comes and I'm ready for the debate, your counselor is ready to debate with them. The member of parliament and myself, we have been collaborating. And I can say I am proud right now because of two important roads that has been completely rehabilitated. One labor rights is in the Brighton district. And you should go down there now. Beautiful Barbara Green Road. Beautiful Barbara Green Road. The people in Brighton are saying we are ready. We are ready for the Labour Party again. If you go down to Content, we got a road down there through the Ministry of Agriculture. And it is because of organization from JC time when the farmer were PMOs and meet with the farmers group and we push and we get that road. But something went down when the road was completed. The MP and myself, we weren't satisfied with the end product. The MP went there, took pictures, he did a video. I went there and observed what was happening. Our hot labor right. Me see two persons. Them go up there. Them take picture. Them put up on social media. It burned me, man. Labor rights. These people, them never know that there was a community in the Santa Cruz Division called Content. Them never know. One of them was member of parliament some time ago. Another one has played a very big role in the former member of parliament office. And them never ever try to do anything for the people of Content. And them go up there with them camera phone, with the bulb shine bright in the camera. The bulb shine bright in the camera. And around half them mouth, but them are come back and them got this and them got that. And they never know a Content there. Thanks to our MP, Delroy Slowly, who collaborate with Christopher Williams. The people of Brighton are happy today because when I went up there this afternoon, the contractor is back with his workers. Drains are now being put in place, labor rights. This is called working for the people you represent. And over this side, we don't shout at that in your member of parliament and this councillor. So labor rights, we are going through the COVID pandemic. And trust me, I could go down and not mention that. Because everybody here aware of my situation last year with COVID. It was one of the worst things I've ever been through. I don't want anybody here to go through that. I don't want anybody, even if I don't know you, to go through that. I am certain that everybody here are aware of one person who died from COVID. So let us use the opportunity. Let us join forces with the government and encourage the persons in our community to wear the mask, sanitize, wash hands with soap and water, vaccinated. Get vaccinated. Stop listening to people who chat nonsense. Protect yourself. We want the best for you. So labor rights, you must also play that role in encouraging persons in our areas. So labor rights, the man said brief greetings. When you come for here, the deputy leader and these distinguished gentlemen up here. But I must say to you, the Santa Cruz Division is ready anytime the green light is given to ensure that the Santa Cruz Division goes back in the corner of the Jamaica Labour Party. One love, labor right. Big up yourself every time. Shower.
Dance, dance on.
People, how you do it?
Yeah, me clean, everybody know this. Make a small man what this. But me know what this, me just watch this. I did brand new dance, me a teach it. If you a girl, just smell and
Thank you very much, Councillor Williams. You hear the man? Councillor Williams, for the last 4 years, has just been a councillor alone. And now the man of MP, you hear the man now? You hear the man now? Who boasted like councillor now? I hear that when him down a parish council now, you know. Appear my MP himself now, you know. My MP do this, my MP that, my MP that. First time the other man them usually show off on him and say, "Feel with MP." Now the man say, "You see work, my MP." So I say to you, whenever the elections are called, the last election we won it by 900 and odd. This election, we're going to ensure we send them a strong signal by winning by over 1,500. Mark my word. Thank you very much, Councillor Williams. We're coming down now. So I bring to you now to bring your greetings. The man out of Kingston. The man, the organization had an election yesterday, had their AGM yesterday. So you know the president must have been busy. I know earlier he went down in Westmoreland and he was also on a Zoom meeting for the constituency conference out there in Southeast Clarendon. And the man is here with us. So labor rights, a friend of Northeast. And as of today, he's now the adopted son of Northeastern St. Elizabeth. Because I tell you, the man love Northeast. This man have never spoke to me without mentioning what is going on down in Northeast, Pengs. The man has ever been checking up on what is going on in Northeast. And I bring to you now, to bring your greetings, my president, G2K president, my friend, Ryan Strong.
yeah.
Watch your Amir, watch your Amir.
Lord, I pray, I honor your name, deliver your mercy.
Labor rights. Good evening. A pleasure to be here.
Shower, labor rights, shower.
The music I was gonna say could play the richest spice. The world is a cycle because my good friend Val spoke to. Ever since I heard about, well, let me start from the beginning briefly. Let me greet my deputy leader, Minister J.C. Hutchinson, who I saw earlier at a selection in Westmoreland. So I can attest to how hardworking our deputy leader is, and acknowledge as well MP Gary Delroy Slowly, who pulled off what for me was the most satisfying win of the September 2020 general elections. And I'll tell you why in a second. Chris Williams, Councillor, Santa Cruz Division. When we had our G2K Central down here, the first one as of my presidency, to show the commitment, MP to be at the time couldn't make it, and Chris stepped in. And what a session it was. Anybody who was there can attest to it. So Chris, I'm happy you're still standing, brother. Happy you're still here. Happy you're still representing. And I thank you for all the work you did with the team, the workers of the Jamaica Labour Party, in ensuring that Santa Cruz played the role it did in this seat coming home. Council caretakers, Father Mitch, greetings to you. I don't see Kirk, Braze River, but Kirk, I know you're online, so big up Kirk. And Mr. Foster, blessings. Am I missing anybody? I'm not missing anybody. Labor rights, all the workers of this great movement, great party, and the bloggers of the Jamaica Labour Party. I greet you well, G2K, Nacadian, VP, Young Jamaica. Greetings, brother. Greetings all. So, you hear me? Okay. I'm going to say today, if you know anything about social media, this will ring a bell. The journey continues. Better days are here. It sound familiar? Whenever Mr. Slowly posts on Facebook, I am tagged. And let me tell you, I am tagged at least 4 times a week with projects being done across this constituency. And it led me to ask, my goodness, what was happening here for the 30 odd years before? What was going on? Was the word suggest the journey continues. And the journey started for me when I have spent a fair amount of time in this seat. I remember I got a flat by Goshen, 2 tires. And this was before 2016, so you know the road. You know Goshen, you remember how that road was? 2 tires, bus. I took a pagan drive to get it fixed at Super Drive. So you know what I'm telling the truth. And I remember I'd interact with a lot of different people, and they'd strike me as reasonable and rational. And I'd say, well, why is the Labour Party not overseeing this seat? Because as we all know, chances are, if people are reasonable and rational, chances are it's a labor right. Chances are it's a labor right. So when I heard about a popular businessman in the seat who got 696 votes as an independent, and I heard about a candidate introduction in 2018 by Burnt Savannah as a management member G2K at the time, I said to the president and GenSec then, gentlemen, we need to get our members down there to see what this is all about. And I'm so happy we did. And that night, it's like the vision became clear to me. And the world's a cycle because now I'm here as G2K president to speak a little bit about Northeast St. Elizabeth and what we've seen develop. Because we have always believed it was possible, but and it's a Sunday. And you know what they say about faith without works is dead. And the works became apparent to me when I heard about the action team on the ground. Now, big up the bloggers earlier, and they know themselves and the work that happened when it did. And I remember when Chris spoke to us and made certain things apparent, and adversity struck. And I was worried. I asked Val, I'd call him all the time. I said, Val, how everybody? How Chris? You know, how can we help? And in COVID, the Prime Minister demonstrated strong leadership in calling the elections when he did, when many people said it shouldn't be called. Because when that was done, if you remember, afterwards, you had second wave and third wave. So all the talkers not saying anything now. So we'll give thanks for a strong leader of our party and Prime Minister who can make tough decisions that benefit all. So the journey continues. And I say that because a resounding win means that labor rights, it doesn't stop with the win. It continues. Yes? They said Chris lonely in the council when it comes to Northeast St. Elizabeth. And we have one of 4 divisions here. Chris was rhyming earlier, so I have one. I wasn't going to say it, but I'm going to say it. And I'm going to pull on what Val said. Fly high, fly low. We will win. Silo. You can be assured of G2K's active participation. Yes, we have a supervisor in Brace River, and we of course have Val. But Val has assured me that there are enough young people here for us to have a formal presence in Northern St. Elizabeth. And we look forward to working with our brothers and sisters in Young Jamaica as well, and to really establish a formal presence here and to continue to join you in the work you are doing. And I'm actually happy to be an adopted son. It really made my year. So, as I said before, you know, as a youngster in politics, it's great to learn from our elders. And I can close on this point. You know, 2019, around November, I believe it was, Deputy Leader Hutchinson said, and it came in a gleaner, that Area Council 4 was going to be a clean sweep. And people say it's impossible. How are you going to win Northeast St. Elizabeth? You know, 11-1 over the years, so it's going to happen. But we did it together. And he said it again last week, if you read the papers. It's a clean sweep. Local government, you saw it. I know you saw it, MP. So the belief with action will produce the desired results. And you can be assured of our commitment. Labor rights, a lot of people who are independent, not very happy about 49-14. Let's call it what it is. In this time, it is incumbent on us to support our leader, to support our party, to support our candidates, to support one another. The time to work is now. And again, close with a scripture, because the day is coming. If any Christians here, you know what, when come next, when no man can work, so let us work now. Labor rights, let us get this done, and let us ensure that we get vaccinated, get back to life, and build back stronger. Show our labor rights.
You lift me up, glory to thee, oh God. Our Redeemer, saving grace.
Thank you very much, Ryan. Labor rights, I will now bring to you to bring you greetings. Our guest speaker should have been here, but based on unforeseen circumstances, she will join us virtually. Labor rights, there was once a man in central Jamaica who claimed him have the place locked. There was once a man in central Jamaica who claimed his Kylem tick like dumpling. But all it really took labor rights was a little roader to kick him out and stunt it. So labor rights, I bring to you to bring you greetings virtually.
If you are the victory, we are the small ass, sharpened to cut you down. Well shot. Ready to cut you down.
Big song.
Welcome, Labour Rights. Rhoda Crawford, Member of Parliament for Central Manchester.
Testing, 1, 2, testing. Mr. MC, are you hearing me clearly? Checking for sound.
Yes, we're hearing you clearly, Rhoda.
Run back the song one more time then, no?
We are the small ass, sharpened to cut you down.
Well shot.
Ready to cut you down. Oh, yeah. These are the words of my master. Keep on telling me, oh, no.
Labor Rights of Northeast St. Elizabeth, shower! Labor Rights, my heartfelt apologies for not being there with you physically this evening. I had all intentions to be there, but I was called away to Kingston to respond to national duties. But I want to assure you that at a later date, I will journey to your amazing constituency and I will walk streets and lanes with your member of parliament, your councillor, and your councillor caretakers. Let me first acknowledge the Master of Ceremonies, who has been doing an excellent job with leading this evening's proceedings. I want to big up and publicly salute your very hardworking member of parliament, my colleague, my friend, my brother, the hardworking man of action, MP Delroy Slowly. Special testing. I'm not sure if you guys were hearing me. I realized the microphone was muted. I'm going to take it from the top because I'm not sure if I was being heard. So, Labor Rights of Northeast St. Elizabeth, shower, shower, shower. I want to apologize for not being physically present with you this evening. I had all intentions to be there, but I was called to Kingston to respond to national duties. But I'm making the commitment this evening to, at a later date, visit your amazing constituency and to walk streets and lanes with your member of parliament, your councillor, and your councillor caretakers. I want to acknowledge and salute the Master of Ceremony, who has been doing an excellent job leading this evening's proceedings. I have to big up and salute the very hardworking member of parliament, the real big man, my colleague, my friend, my brother, MP Delroy Slowly. I want to specially acknowledge the other real big man, the many stars general our Deputy Leader of Area Council 4, Minister J.C. Hutchinson, for delivering all constituencies in Area Council 4, St. Elizabeth, Westmoreland, Hanover, St. James, and Trelawney to the Jamaica Labour Party. Councillors in waiting, I want to salute you and commend you for the excellent work that you are already doing on behalf of the people who you are seeking to represent as councillor whenever the local government election is called. Mr. G2K President and Mr. Young Jamaica Vice President, thank you, thank you, thank you for your many sacrifices and contributions that you have made to deliver the massive victory to the Jamaica Labour Party in September 2020. Your work has not gone unnoticed. And as a member of parliament who too have benefited from your level of support, I want to thank you, thank you, thank you. Labor rights in my hearing, those on Zoom, those on YouTube, those on Facebook, and those who are physically present at the conference. I want to say to you that I am very proud to be a member of the Jamaica Labour Party. The Jamaica Labour Party is unquestionable, without a doubt, the best political party in Jamaica and the Caribbean. And every single laborite can be proud because it is the Jamaica Labour Party that is very serious about development of people, development of community, and development of country. Look around. Every time that Jamaicans and Jamaica has done well, it is the Jamaica Labour Party that is in office. So you have every reason to be proud to be a supporter of the Jamaica Labour Party. And the labor rights in Northeast St. Elizabeth have even more reasons to be proud, because you were able on the night of September 3rd, 2020, after more than 31 years in the wilderness, you were able to deliver Northeast St. Elizabeth to the Jamaica Labour Party. So when you walk, you have all reasons to hold your head high. And you know, labor rights, before even going further, I want to say to you, for those who are not aware, I am the daughter of a Jamaica Labour Party worker. And I say that with pride. I grew up seeing my mother, my aunties, my uncles working on behalf of the Jamaica Labour Party as indoor agents, outdoor agents, supervisors, runners. I sold in the Santa Cruz market many Saturdays with my mother and aunties. And the Jamaica Labour Party is a party that doesn't discriminate, because if the Jamaica Labour Party is a party or was a party that discriminates against people, I, a daughter of a party worker, someone who sold in Santa Cruz market, was able to be selected as a standard bearer. So what that tells us is that the Jamaica Labour Party is truly interested in development of people. And so in the same way that I could become member of parliament, it is the same way many of you, the hard-working party workers who are sitting and who are watching and who are listening, your children can become the next member of parliament. Your children can become the next councillor. All that is required is that they continue to work hard to represent their country, their community, and the Jamaica Labour Party. And one day the reward will come home. The reward will come home to them. You know, I want to say about MP, your Member of Parliament, MP Delroy Slowly. I have the opportunity to sit beside him in Parliament. And I can tell you that MP Slowly has your interest at heart. Every single Tuesday or Wednesday, or when the Parliament has to sit on a Friday or any other day for committee meetings, and you see MP Slowly, all that he's talking about and all that is on his mind is his people of Northeast St. Elizabeth. As soon as he's finished working on one project, he's asking himself, what else am I going to do? He is always concerned about you, and his greatest desire is to represent you to the best of his abilities. And I want to encourage you to continue to give him the support. And remember, just like Manchester Central, many persons thought that the Jamaica Labour Party could never win these constituencies. And even today, there are some people who harbor the belief that is buck-ups make them win. Buck-ups make Central Manchester win. Buck-ups make Northeast St. Elizabeth win. And so you are going to send a message to all of the naysayers. You're going to show the naysayers that is not buck-ups. It is not buck-ups why Northeast St. Elizabeth is in the winning column for the Jamaica Labour Party. It's not buck-ups why MP Slowly is the Member of Parliament today. And you are going to show that to Jamaicans by re-electing him as your Member of Parliament next term. You know what they say? One good term deserves another. I have been closely monitoring and looking at the work that MP Slowly has been doing. And even before MP Slowly became your Member of Parliament, he was already working as though he was the Member of Parliament. Much of his personal resources and contributions of his friends and persons from the private sector was pumped into Northeast St. Elizabeth to help to improve the living conditions of the people there. And since MP Slowly has won, he has not sat down. He has been working nonstop, morning, noon, and night. And he is able to do that because he genuinely wants to transform people's life and communities. And I can say this without fear of any contradiction, that the work that MP Slowly has managed to accomplish in the campaign period leading to his election as Member of Parliament, and the work that he has done since becoming Member of Parliament in the last 31 years of PNP reign in that constituency, so much work has never been done. So much work has never been done. And so MP Slowly, I want to salute you and encourage you to continue to keep up the hard work and keep up the fight. And I want to say to the constituents, I'm begging you. I know that it has been many years in the wilderness. I know you have suffered long. I know you have waited long. But the reality is, the amount of work that needs to be done for the 30-odd years of neglect, Mr. Slowly will not be able to fix everything and respond to everything in 1 year or even one term. So I beg you, be patient with him and give him the support. The other thing too that I want labor rights to understand, members of parliament are not given raw cash. And when you come to our office and you ask for assistance, we have to write letters and send them to implementing agencies, SDC, RADA, the parish council, etc., for them to process the request on our behalf. Now, these agencies have to deal with their day-to-day runnings, and they also have to deal with processing requests for other members of parliament. So sometimes when you ask for something, it takes a little while to get to you. Not because the MP is holding it up or so, but because there are processes that have to be followed. So nobody cuss, nobody vex with the MP. I beg you, no. Just have a little more patience. The other thing I want to say to you, labor rights, a lot of the work that the members of parliament have to be doing, and a lot of the work that your member of parliament is doing, are really jobs that should be carried out by councillors. But as the councillor just mentioned, is only one councillor you have in the constituency. There are 4 divisions and you have 1 councillor. It is very difficult for the member of parliament to carry out his responsibilities and then carry out the responsibilities that councillors should be carrying out, because the councillors over on the other side aren't doing what they were elected to do. So this argument that labor rights love to talk, that a little election, that local government election, a little election, so we don't have to take it so serious. Foolishness. All elections, whether it's general election or the local government election, are serious elections. The member of parliament has a certain responsibility, and the councillors and the municipal corporation has another level of responsibility. So all elections are serious, and we have to start treating local government elections with the same seriousness that we treat the general elections. I am over there in Manchester Central, and like MP Slowly, I have 1 councillor and 3 caretakers, and it is very difficult to carry out the work as member of parliament and to carry out the work in the other divisions. There are community roads, there are street lights to put up, there's garbage to pick up. If we have more councillors, it is easier and we're in a better position to represent you even better. So I'm begging you, people of Northeast St. Elizabeth, take the local government elections seriously. You have been able to see firsthand that it matters when you have the right leader in place, because you have been able to see the amount of work that MP Slowly has been able to achieve. You have seen the amount of work that your one and only councillor who just spoke a while ago has been able to achieve. They want company. They want more councillors so they can fully represent you and bring more development to you, to your families, and to the communities. So start getting out there, start helping them to spread the message of hope and prosperity, so that whenever the local government election is called, a clean sweep down a Northeast St. Elizabeth. And it brings me to my other very important point. Our Prime Minister, Andrew Michael Holness, and the leadership of the Jamaica Labour Party, we are very serious. They are very serious about moving Jamaica forward. And one way to move Jamaica forward is to wipe out corruption in all its forms. And you can see that whenever there is a misconduct or any misdemeanor on the part of any member of the Jamaica Labour Party, you see the seriousness and the swiftness of the actions that are taken to reprimand. And so we also know that corruption has greatly hindered the growth and development in our communities and in our country. And so the little hanky-panky and dirty kind of politics that used to go on in latter years, in the years gone by, those days are done. Those days are over. And so as elected officials, we have a duty and a responsibility to conduct ourselves with the highest level of distinction as we seek to represent you. And so you have to help us to help you. I know of the complaints. Sometimes you go to the MP office and you ask for help, and the MP asks you for your TRN and other important information, and some of you don't want to give the information. You want to know what the MP want that for. We give out the road work and it's not done properly, and the MP call you and say you have to go do it over, and you're upset. But no, these are the requirements. The different agencies of government that process requests on behalf of members of parliament, there are many checks and balances that we have to follow. And when we give out any form of work, bushing, any form of contracts, not just because we have people watching while we must do the work, we must do the work well, but we must do the work well so that the people deserve that. After the many years of neglect, the people deserve real and solid representation. So come on, labor rights. Make we shape up and make we do what we're required to do. The other thing, sometimes RADA reaches out to us as members of parliament, or the government sends resources to RADA for us to help the farmers and the fisher folks. And it is required of you to have your farmers' identification cards. And sometimes we want to help the farmers and you don't have your farmer ID and your fisherman ID. You need to go to RADA office and apply for these identification cards. Get your TRN, get your birth certificate. I know that the member of parliament is very accommodating and supportive. He will help you to get the necessary documentations that you want. You also have the farm work program. A lot of persons want to get on the program, but when the opportunities come and we reach out to you, you don't have a passport. You need to get these things ready. Have them on hand. Don't be like the foolish virgins in the Bible that when the Savior came, they had to be out begging oil. No, have your documentations ready. Have your passport up to date. Have your birth certificates. Have everything that is required for travel. Have them in place. And the other thing to labor rights, me a beg you, because I face the same challenge. I know, we know that the needs are many. We know that you have multiple needs, and we know that you have multiple requests. But we are only afforded a certain amount of funding per year, and there are clear guidelines as to how these funds can spend. So when you ask the MP for something and the MP don't give you, I don't mean the MP mean, I know wicked the MP wicked. The reality is that we just will never have enough at the same time to give everybody something. So when you come, and if you come this month and you beg, you put forward a need, and you say, MP, I want you to sort this out for me, and MP help you January. Nobody come back to MP February. Allow the MP to help somebody else. And I'm sure at another time when the resources are available, the MP will come back and help you. But also, apart from the road infrastructure, water and things that benefit the entire community, in terms of personal benefits, like the funeral grants, the medical grants, tuition grants, building grants, and other welfare needs, What you have to understand that is the one money that is given to members of parliament, one allocation. So some of the money has to be spent on road, some have to be spent on education, and a certain amount on welfare. So we have to carefully divide each year. And if you didn't get something this year, there's next year, and there's the other year, and there's the other year. And also, there are also entrepreneurial grants. So apart from the black tank and chicken feed and those things, seek to reach out to your member of parliament to ask for assistance with things that can sustain you. So you don't have to keep going to the MP office. So you want to start up a little business, go to the MP and ask him, MP, you have any grant? How can you help me to start a little business? And when you are helped with chicken and chicken feeding to start up a little business, no matter eat out the profit. When you make the money, turn that money around, buy some more chicken, buy some more feeding so that you can build on your business. Because the idea is to help a man so that help a man to the point that he's able now to stand on his own feet. Our personal philosophies are that, yes, you want to teach a man to fish, but you can't make the man dead for hungry while he's learning to fish. And that is why we focus and we help in the welfare department. But we don't want constituents to be forever dependent. We want to put constituents in a position to be able to help themselves, help the families, and to help others in the community. So I'm begging you, do what you need to do. The other thing, your counselor just mentioned it, vaccination. I have seen firsthand the devastating impact of COVID. I have seen family members who refused initially to be vaccinated. I have seen my own constituents who refused to be vaccinated. And when they contract the virus, I see how they suffer. And we have to find resources to get the constituents, get relatives to the hospital, to help with food and to help with medication. And it is only when persons are suffering from the COVID that they're saying, MP, my cousin, my niece, I beg you, oh, me can't get the vaccine now. And at that point, they can't get the vaccine because once you have the virus, there's a certain period that you have to wait until the virus would have left your body to be vaccinated. We have vaccines here. We have AstraZeneca, we have Johnson and Johnson, and we have the Pfizer vaccine, and we have many vaccination sites across the island. So I'm begging you, do not wait until it is too late. And while it is still free, because we don't know what will happen, make use of the opportunity to get vaccinated. Labor rights, in closing, I just want to big on up again and thank you for all the love and support. Let us continue to work hard as a party, continue to support your member of parliament and give your councillor and councillor caretakers all the support that you can. Labor Rights of Northeast St. Elizabeth, thank you for having me. I love you. Salute, good night, and safe travel home when you're finished. Selector, run back the music track. Mr. MC, we are not hearing you on Zoom. Your microphone is muted. Mr. MC, we are not hearing you on Zoom. Your microphone is muted.
It is being resolved, MP. It is being resolved.
Thank you.
Not as young as I used to be. Then I'd show you how the foot drop. I would put my counselor to shame. Mr. MP, my friend and colleague, President of G2K, Vice President of Young Jamaica, Councillor caretakers, workers of Northeast St. Elizabeth. And I see some of the big stalwarts who were helping me in my time, who are still here fighting for the Jamaica Labour Party. I congratulate you all. And I want to say a special congratulations and a big thank you still to my former secretary, Joy Malcolm. I want to say to you, look out before Christmas. Look out before Christmas. I won't make Mr. Slowly deal with it. I will deal with it. I want to congratulate Mr. Slowly. I want to congratulate the councillor caretakers, and all of your workers for the human work you did in bringing Mr. Slowly as MP for North East St. Elizabeth. You know, I've always had a challenge with the PNP, where they always say to me that there are certain constituencies that they will hold from now and forever. They said they gave me a blight in 1980. They said that JC stands for Jackass Cloth, you remember? But I put the cloth on the bald head jackass and ride him to defeat. It's a time when they said that Northeast St. Elizabeth could never be won. I stake a bet, and it was a $50,000 bet on Northeast St. Elizabeth. And I went and collected the money the day after Mr. Slowly won. And you have many persons, even within the Labour Party, who do not believe that certain constituencies can be won by the Jamaica Labour Party. Persons in the Jamaica Labour Party, and when I say in, I am talking in the hierarchy of the Labour Party. When they look at Westmoreland, they say Westmoreland could never be won. One member of the hierarchy of the Labour Party said that when you leave St. Elizabeth, go by boat or plane around Westmoreland and go to Hanover. Don't stop in Westmoreland at all, because we can't win there. I've always said, every seat in Jamaica can be won by the Jamaica Labour Party. And you did the work here. The members in Westmoreland did the work there. And we brought home every single seat in Area Council 4. Every single seat. The only area council that has brought home every seat. And I said to them, don't worry, we're on the road again. In 1981, we won every seat at the parish council level in Area Council 4 except the Braze River Division. That was the only seat in Area Council 4 that we did not win in 1981. We're going for it again, but we want to make a clean sweep this time, bringing in Braze River Division. I'm not going to be long because you have the big gun to come, and you heard the guest speaker. She said just about everything that I would want to say. But I want to say to Mr. Slowly, when I was MP, you had persons within the Labour Party, and two in particular, who fought against me. Two persons, Labourites. God bless their souls. They knew that they made a mistake. And in 1989, I decided, because of the pressures they were giving me from within my own party, I decided to step down. If I didn't step down at the time, might be I would still be member of parliament, and Mr. Slowly might be somewhere else. But because of the pressures, I decided to leave Northeast and go back to farming. In 1997, the leader of the party at that time, Manuel Edward Siaga, asked me to go over to Northwest St. Elizabeth when NDM had come in, and Neville Lewis, who was the, caretaker, because it was Mel Brown who was the MP, asked me to go over there and run. I went over there. 1997, I was the only JLP MP in Area Council 4. The only JLP MP in Area Council 4. And since that, every election, I have been having demonstrations against me in my constituency by my own Labourites. But I have stuck it out. I have learned my lesson that it doesn't matter who fighting against you. Stand up and fight back. And I say that to say to Mr. Slowly that you are going to have people who are going to demonstrate against you. You have people who, even now, I can tell you, are fighting against Mr. Slowly. I had to see if I could simmer a demonstration that was going to come on board some time ago, because they said they're not seeing Mr. Slowly. He don't come around since election. Let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, it's the same thing I had. Mr. Slowly, I'm in Northwest. And no matter what they want to say about me, do about me, as making sure that I am there to represent the people, and no one in my party going to get me out. You turn up strong, same way. You make sure that it don't matter who want to come and fight against you. One thing I must say to you. You see those areas that they complain about, just go in there one evening, buy some liquor and call all the Labourites and say, I am here. They can't say you never come, because It is one where sometimes you drive through the area and they don't see that you drive through the area and then turn around and said, Mr. Slowly, don't come in there because I don't see him. And they turn against you. I say, ladies and gentlemen, it has been a hectic time. I'm just coming from Westmoreland, where they had a selection. And I just want to big up the councillor there. I hear you are online. And also the Mr. Clark who won the selection. I just want to congratulate all of you in Westmoreland. Keep the faith. Everything is going to go well this time. I want to say to all of you in Northeast St. Elizabeth, you can rest assured that I am going to be working with Mr. Slowly, that for years to come, we will be walking down Duke Street, hand in hand, representing the two northern constituencies. And as we do so, I ask on every one of you, it is important that you get vaccinated. It is one of the things where we need to get back on stream right away. I just want to say that in my constituency, I'm thinking seriously for all those who are looking benefit, those who are looking for back to school, those who are looking material, those who are looking fertilizer. This is being provided by the government. The government is helping you when they help you with that. I am saying, if the government asks you to be vaccinated, I am saying, help the government by being vaccinated. And so I am looking seriously that anybody in my constituency who comes and asks for benefit, I am going to ask, show me your card. Show me your card. Because government is helping you. You help the government to get back in normal condition times so we all can be better off. The Prime Minister has been doing so much. The Minister of Health has been doing so much. They can't do anything more now. It is us. We are the ones who need to put ourselves in a position where we can say to the Prime Minister, we are vaccinated, open back the economy fully so we can get back our lives together. Ladies and gentlemen, let us work together, hands and hearts, so we, in God's good rock here, we will be blessed. God bless you all as we move together.
One bag of gold medal pan me now. Champion boy, you know the damn thing. Pan up for them, I sing anthem. Yellow moon. Man, shall I let the goddamn boy. That's why everybody at the champion boy.
Thank you very much, Minister. Minister, we could not allow you to come to Northeast St. Elizabeth, sir, without giving you a little belated birthday champagne. It is non-alcoholic, sir, so you don't have to worry about anything, sir. So happy belated birthday, Minister, the man who has always been here with us. All right. So now, the moment we have all been waiting for. Labor rights in 2017, when I won't say the name, but somebody from Minister Constituency approached me and asked me what I thought about Delroy Slowly coming in as our caretaker. I had no reservation in saying absolutely yes. because that man did so well in the general election on his own, with his own resources. And for 600 and odd people vote for a man with them know say, you know, independent candidate not really are going to do so good, and them still vote for him. It speaks volume about the man. For a man, we can turn a community in a slowly community. First time we have two sets of community in the Northeast, you know. One a labor right community and one a PNP. I tell you, the man community is no longer a PNP community. Nor the JLP community, but a slowly community. So any man can turn a community into his own, that every single person went and voted for him. It speaks volume for him. I started this journey with him in 2017. And I've always said to him, sir, you have my support because I know you have the people's interest at heart. If you sit down and reason with this man, you will know. Every idea this man gets, him run with it. He not sit down and wait. As him always say, boy, I work himself. So labor rights I bring to you to address you now. Member of Parliament for North East St. Elizabeth. Delroy Gary Slowly. Action, man.
I got tired to see my face. Can't get me out of the race. Oh man, you said I'm in your place. And then you draw back yard. I make you draw back yard. And then you draw back yard. Propaganda spreading over my name. Say you wanna bring another life to shame. Oh man, it's just a playing a game.
Shower labor rights. Shower. Showers of blessing. The vibes feel good. Very good. Great is thy faithfulness. Morning by morning, new mercies I see. All that I've needed, thine hands hath provided. Great is thy faithfulness. We bless the Lord. Amen. I just want to take this time out to say greetings to our deputy leader, Honorable J.C. Hutchinson. Somebody who, when he looked dismal way back then, has always encouraged me. Mr. Slowly, gonna walk with you down Garden House. Even when 50% of Northeast St. Elizabeth didn't believe it, that man over there believed it. Thank you very much, sir. He left his constituency days before election, and he came to help. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. You played a great role in helping us to set history, just like you did back in the 80s. Our G2K president, Sir Ryan, thank you for taking the time out, sir. Thank you for the interest that you showed. I remember the days when things looked dismal back then. And I heard that G2K had interest in Northeast. I felt good. And I heard Young Jamaica had interest. Mr. Jones, I felt good. I said, yes, I have Backetive. And I have Honorable JC there backing me. I felt good. I had the Councillor Williams backing me. I felt good. And I had all the hardworking team backing me from then. I felt good. I know I came in at a time when many persons were running away from Northeastern St. Elizabeth. It seemed as if nobody wanted to take on the challenge. As somebody got it, they put it down. I said, I'm going to do this thing. Sir Hutchinson, I understand what you say about getting resistance sometimes. But I can say to you, greater is he who is inside of us than he who is in the world. I've been through the greatest challenge before, leading up, coming to election. And I must confess that some of the greatest challenges I've had were from within. But when you have Christ in the vessel, man, you can smile at the storm. Come on, somebody. when you trust God. And he gave you that confidence. He gave me that confidence because I believe that I can do all things through him. I can't do anything without him. But he gave me that confidence that about 3 years before, when it was looking dismal for Northeast, it never seemed possible. It seemed impossible that Northeast could have changed hands because 30 odd years they were used to something different. And they call it a PNP territory. This is a PNP enclave, and it can never happen. And every time that they tell me that I can't do it, I was encouraged. And I remember telling somebody, when I win Northeast St. Elizabeth, I don't want them to go to any electoral count. Honorable Hutchinson. I said, when I win Northeast St. Elizabeth, I want it to be a resounding victory that on the same night everybody pack up and go home. And I remember when they reached 70 odd boxes counted, and I saw Northeast St. Elizabeth champion Jackie going 1,200 votes. I said, don't know. Somebody said, but you're not winning. I said, done. So it is when you have that confidence from within that God alone can give you. And I want to encourage all the council caretakers, Father Mitch, Mr. Foster, Mr. Rodney, who is not here. It can be done with a desire to do it, with a drive to do it, and the determination, the 3 Ds of success. Whatever you're doing and you have that desire. I had a desire to serve my people. I hear somebody say some time ago, they're going to nyam me out. I said, I don't care, they nyam me out. I love them same way. Because when you love your people and you want to serve your people, because the way I see politics, me getting involved with politics, I can tell you this clearly, it's about giving back. Giving back to my people, giving back to my community, giving back to my country. As a businessman, it has been the support of my people that has caused my fledgling business to survive and to do well. So if they want to nyam me out, make them nyam me out. But the business is still going on. And I'm now the member of parliament. So I prove a lot of people wrong. But I'm just saying, when you have a desire for something, when you have a drive and determination for something, you must be successful at it. You see, my journey started way before I became member of parliament. I was involved in a lot of community activities. Right now, the road from Santa Cruz to Leeds supposed to hold me over 10,000 bags of cement. For the many times, the Labor Days, that work that we put down there. And whether it's JLP in a power or PNP in a power, we are fixed roads same way. At one point, I was labeled one side. Another time, I was labeled another side. But back then, my mind was far away from politics. It could have been that because I've been exposed to 30 odd years of seeing some things in Northeast, that I never had any appetite for politics. Because from the things that I saw in my close proximity, I was of the opinion that most of these people are corrupt people looking something to thief. Without any apology, that was my perception. But after a while, you hear so many voices calling out to you, asking you to represent. And I decided to be the change that I wanted to see. I decided to get into it because I said, I want to be that change that I want to see. Sitting on the fence, I can't do anything. Sitting on the fence, I can't change anything. And so I said yes to the people's voice. And I put my hat in the ring, so to speak. You stood by me. I thank you. But I want to say to you that when you see me out there fixing road and your feel say it's not a JLP road, nobody say nothing. Do me, I beg you. When you see me out there doing debushing in an area that is not JLP area, do not bother say nothing. I say that to say this, that at the point of election, there were many persons on the other side that put on their different color shirt and went into that polling station and voted for your now member of parliament, Delroy Gary Slowly, the action man. I say to you and everybody that I am here to serve the people, not only JLP, but to serve the PNP, to serve the JLP, and to serve the no P. So when you see me doing something, don't criticize because you're thinking that I'm supposed to be only for the JLP. Those are the things that I fight against, and those are the things that come to tear down those kind of barriers of separation because of politics. I am against it, and I'm going to stand against it in my own way. So you have to learn to understand me. You see, I was one of those persons who buried those kind of politics, the political victimization. I have seen roads being fixed, and it fixed to a certain area, and it stopped there, so, and it pick up the road. When you ask why, JLP live down there, so what kind of garbage is that? I have seen the bushing work being done, and it come to this point, and it stop here, so, and it pick up back up there, so, and I hear say, JLP live there, so. What kind of garbage is that? And so I believe that there are more of us who want to see the change than things to remain the same. And I say, I am here because I want to be the change that I wanted to see. I say to you, Councillor Williams, I see you operate and you clear all of those political fence. I see you serving the people, whether they're JLP or PNP. I say kudos to you, thumbs up to you. I am tired of the political tribalism, the political victimization. And I want to say thumbs up to my Prime Minister, because the way that he operates is completely in the reverse of that. He is a man for the people. Whether you're JLP or PNP, he wants to see your life being lifted up. And I say to you, councillor caretakers, serve the people. Serve the people. There are many times leading up to the election, labor rights, when I reach home sometimes at night, Manasaros, I felt so tired as if I could pass out. But I knew that the odds were against me, because there was a particular time in northeastern St. Elizabeth when the price was considered to be right. But in hindsight, it was found out that the price was burdensome. There's a time when the weight seemed to be okay and acceptable. But after a while, the weight seemed to be so heavy and burdensome. But I'm glad to say, slowly but surely, we don't need any light bulbs, incandescent bulbs, fluorescent bulbs, or LED bulbs in Northeast to see. It's crystal clear that the change is here. Better days are here. Better days are here. Labor rights. I know that we have been in the wilderness for a long time. I know that you have grown impatient sometimes. And Minister, that is why sometimes in some corners, you sometimes hear a little grumbling. But as soon as the action man get into those areas, everything nice. Chris would have said everything, Chris. So don't watch that. We have a good thing going on over here. Don't watch that. We know we have one and two persons, but we don't want to waste precious time and waste focusing on the negatives, But all in all, the people are happy. The journey started way back. And there are a lot of roads that have been done under the Jamaica Labour Party since the inception of MP caretaker slowly. When we look up there in Balaclava, we say Mall Road, and we say Mall Road, built by Labour. We go down there in Castleton up Balaclava. We say Castleton, built by Labour. We go over there in Brace River to Almond Tree Road, and we say Almond Tree Road, built by Labour. We go by Good Hope, we say Good Hope, built by Labour. And right now, as a member of parliament, you go around by Brighton. You say Brighton Road, built by Labour. You go by Pepper Clinic Road, built by Labour. Go by Gastown Road, built by Labour. Go by Content Road down there, built by Labour. Content. As a businessman, I have delivered trucks, and the councillor know about it. We talk about it. As a councillor, my driver, them don't want to go at Content because them say they don't have no road to go up there. To the point that I had to concede because them say Springer bus minister and then back I paying them. But I remember Fantiland Road. And I said if Fantiland Road can turn into such a nice, wonderful road, Content Road can fix too. Council and I deliberated about it many times. And to God be the glory. Just the other day, the people them could not believe it. It's a thing. I hear that one man, when he step on the Barber Green song, and he step off back, and he step into it again, and him dress back in faint. He said, can't believe, say Barber Green. Touch up by Content. The man faint. But you know, it's a mixed situation, mixed feeling, because after the road was completed up by Content, I was not satisfied. Councillor and I, we weren't satisfied. We visited it and I said, this can't be. And they decided to raise Cain about it. Because I said, no way. You see, as a businessman, I believe in returns on investment. I believe in value for money. And so I'm going to stand up for my people. I'm going to stand up for my government. You can't have X amount of millions being spent and within weeks it's going to disappear like that. And Minister, I write all around and I complain all around. And the other day, I got a letter from the RADA CEO. And they said that everything will be taken care of. They're going to put in the drain that we were crying for. They're going to attach the road to the main road and all of those stuff. Today, Councillor Williams sent me some pictures. They're there. I don't know if they stop at this time. But they're giving them drainage from way up the road coming down. They didn't call me. But I said, no problem. My people must get value for money. I believe in integrity. I must have a clear conscience when I go to my bed. Because the business of the people must be taken care of properly. And when I go to my bed, I must not be worried by my conscience, knowing that thing could have been done differently. And for whatever reason, I am going to allow it to happen, not under my watch. And so when I leave this world, or when I leave politics, because I said to some persons, I am not a career politician. It means that I will not allow myself and my name to be drawn in any gutter because of politics. It means that because I want to give back, I'm telling you, it's a great sacrifice for me. When you enter into political representation and you want to do well, it is going to cost you a whole lot. Because even now, as the member of parliament, and I'm getting resources, I still have to go into my pocket sometimes. And every member of parliament who want to do well will attest to that. That's just how it is. I hear Councillor Williams say how many times him going to funeral and he go to grave digging. Him not get money if he go there, but him have to carry like a rum and he drink same with all time pocket. That's how it goes. And so caretakers, don't matter if you say because you have an MP, you can lean so much money MP now that you can't go to your pocket. You can't go to your pocket. You've been doing it already. But you can't stop. And even when you win, you can't stop. That's how it is. It's just a part of it. When you want to do well, when you're there to serve your people, because things are difficult. And I'm so thankful that right now, the way I see it, it is so much easier for me now, Minister. Because when I was on that journey, Sir Ryan, I was one man doing whatever I was doing. And they thought that, boy, the man yam me out, eat me out. I said, now, as a member of parliament, Sir Nathan, the way I see it, I am getting help. I am getting help from the government councillor. So I am not alone now. And it is far more easier for me to reach more persons. I'm not saying I can reach everybody. And I'm saying to us that no member of parliament can reach everybody one time. No member of parliament can fix every situation one time. No member of parliament can fix every bad road one time. And so we have to understand it takes time. Many times I do medical road work and I put it on Facebook and social media. Somebody over there says, so warm to Femi Road. Somebody over there says, so warm to my road. But in all of that, I am encouraged because, as Mr. Mitchell was saying sometime the other day, the people have so much expectation for the member of parliament, for you, action man. They believe that you're going to, and you're able to fix all of the road at one time because they have confidence in you. So I feel good that the people have that level of confidence and hope that I am going to and that I will eventually get to them. Because as I said in Parliament, I'm a man possessed. You remember, Minister? And I quickly go to that. Possessed with making northeastern St. Elizabeth the envy of all other constituencies. No matter feel no way, Minister. But guess what? For a first time MP, me fill up with energy right now. Me fill up with zeal right now. And me believe that I am able to do it. But I can't do it alone. I need some more councillors. Councillor Williams and myself, we work in the Santa Cruz division. But the resources, sometimes it is so thin. And the other councillors up there who are supposed to be doing their work, they are being paid and they're getting funding to do the work. But guess what? They're not doing it because they're not their party in power. So they don't care. And so the MP have to reach over there at times. You see those roads over there in Pepper? It's Parish Council Road. Gastown Road, Parish Council Road. The council over there responsible for it. But because of the 40 odd years that I haven't touched the Pepper Church Road, I had to get involved. Because of the poor work that they have done over the years, many of the roads have to be going back over them. Silo Division, Foster talked to me so many times about the Taunton Road. And when I check it, I said, but it's not my road. That is council prerogative. He said, but I have to go fix it. The people have a quarrel. And I say, okay. I called him the other day. I said, we're coming. And I said to you, Mr. Mitchell, we're coming to Balaclava. We're over there in Braze River. We're going back over there because we have a road up Maryba there. Terrible condition. Councillor Williams, not leaving out because we have the whole of the town of Santa Cruz to take care of. We get a little money, but when the action man get into those things, it make the money stretch like elastic. And sometimes councillor have to wonder, how I manage it. But I say to us, as long as you have interest in doing something, you will get it done. Councillor Foster, if you have an interest in serving the people and represent the people, you will do the necessary things to get it done. Mr. Mitchell, if you have that interest in serving your people and representing your people, you will get it done. Councillor Williams, you will continue to get it done because I see that interest and determination in serving your people. My colleague MP has touched on a lot of things, Rhoda, and the time is going. But I just want to say to us that I too, I have taken my vaccination. I have taken the 2 jabs. And if there's a third one, Sir Ryan, I am saying, see me, I'm ready to take it. Because I am feeling even more energy than before. At first, I was a little bit concerned, a little bit worried. But right now, it seems as if the job gives me more energy in my step to move around because I feel more comfortable. And I'm saying to us, it's over 100 years now since we have been getting vaccination. Some of us have the mark on our shoulder even right now from in our school days. Some are primary, some are all age, but the same days. And we still have that because we have been using that over 100 years to fight different virus and sickness. And that's what has kept us and helped us over the years. And it's the same thing now. Looking at the statistics, 98% of COVID patients in the hospital, they are not vaccinated. 98% of people who died from COVID, they are not vaccinated. So if we should follow the statistics, it is clear what we need to do. Social distance is very important. That is why we don't have a large group here tonight. Wearing of the mask is very important. But of utmost importance is taking the vaccine. And I say to us, let us make it happen faster of getting back together in a closer way. Mr. Payne said how many times I miss conference. We're going into a conference next week, virtual. Few of us gather one place like this, having to look on a screen. I want to put all of that behind me. I want to get to my football matches because it was the sports that made that great difference. One of the things that made that great difference. But I don't want to go into all my tactics publicly. But sports was one of the things. The football games. And I remember when certain people realized how impactful it was getting, then begin to get on the train and to start to do them thing. Right, Mr. Sheena? We were all over there, over Silo, over Brazil, all over. Having a good time with the people. Enjoying the company of the people. And the people decided to do what they did. And right now, I believe that the people of Northeast St. Elizabeth, they are happy, they are satisfied and proud. And I am not satisfied until you are satisfied. I am not satisfied until you are satisfied. So I commit to you to work with you, work for you. I commit to you because so thankfully I am from the people. I am of the people and I am for the people. I am not from Kingston, nor Manchester or Westmoreland. I am from here in Northeast St. Elizabeth in Santa Cruz. I do my business here. I go to school. I went to school up Monroe and up my lease there. And I went back up there and I'm back here doing my business. And it is the people of St. Elizabeth, most importantly, that have supported me over the years. And I go back to say, when somebody said they're going to nyam me out, I say, make them nyam me out just the same. I love them. I want to build me. I'm here to serve you. I'm not a stranger to anybody down here. And I commit to serve you to the best of my ability while you will have me and while I decide to avail myself to you for that time. I give God thanks for his blessing. I give God thanks for you. And I pray that we'll work together And I pray that I'll not see any more of my friends or any of my workers fall to COVID-19. Take the job and let us get back to that place where we've been before, where we can come together as one family. Keep me in your prayers. Continue to pray for me. I know many of you are praying for me. Don't stop praying for me. Don't stop praying. I give God thanks. I give him praise. Thank you again. All the very best. Bless you.
Thank you very much, Member of Parliament. Labor rights, it was a good evening, I must admit. I want to again thank those who came. Ryan, bless up. Thank you for coming. Minister Hutchinson and the other guests, thank you very much. We will close off, but before we close, we will now sing the party anthem.
Equal rights and justice is our everlasting song. Unity and progress will make our nation strong. And for your rights, when you hear the bell, stand up for justice, hear the freedom bell. Remember Buster Manley, he served you well. Stand up, Jamaicans, when you hear the bell. Stand up, sons and daughters, your only hope is in the bell. God will guide our progress and make our nation strong. Stand up for your rights when you hear the bell. Stand up for justice, hear the freedom bell. Remember Buster Manley, he served you well. Stand up, Jamaicans, when you hear the bell. Stand up, Jamaicans, when you hear the bell.
Our labor rights. Thank you all for coming. Safe journey home. God bless you.
Blessing, 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 blessing.